Support for Radio Friends comes from Columbia Healthy Smiles, the dental office of husband and wife team Dr. Batson and Dr. Abe, offering comprehensive and customized care to patients of all ages. Learn more by calling 573-721-9039 or online at www.columbiahealthysmiles.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Wednesday, June the 28th. Pleasure to have you with us today. And we've got 3 generations of guests with us today from India. And this is something a little bit different. I want to introduce you, first of all, to a lady who has been on this program many times, Smrita Dorairajan. Good to have you here. And you're a doctor at the VA hospital.
That's correct.
But you are also a classical Indian dancer. And we were privileged about 3.5 weeks ago to witness an outstanding performance by your young daughter. And this is a dance that goes back thousands and thousands of years, right? What is it called?
It's called Bharatanatyam, and it is as ancient as 2,000, 3,000 years. And we are very privileged to take up and perform and propagate this divine art form.
Yes. Now, it's a spiritual dance, right?
It is.
And you were taught this dance by your mother, who is sitting over there. Would you introduce her to us?
Yes. I'm so glad and happy to have my mom, Padmini Dorairajan.
Okay. And you were part of this performance.
Yes.
And then your daughter, who was only 13 years old, sitting right next to you. And that is?
She has been doing this dance since 4 years of age, and her name is Laya Anand.
Yeah. And you go to school here in Columbia.
Yeah, I went to Jefferson Middle School, but now I'm going to Rockbridge.
Okay. And you were dancing for 3 hours and 11 minutes the other night.
You have the time down.
Yeah.
3 hours and 11 minutes. And I'll tell you what, I was just absolutely amazed at your stamina and how you did it. You know, Smrita, you were talking about when Leia was in the cradle, when she was hearing music, at 5 or 6 months old, she was moving to that music and you knew that your daughter was going to be a dancer.
Yes.
So the fact that this dance goes back 3,000 years or more, tell me about the history of it.
Bharatanatyam is supposed to be poetry in motion, they say. Like every part of the dancer, right from the eyes to the toes, they work in perfect harmony towards establishing the same idea. And this art of ours is based basically on mythology. So we have a lot of stories and all the gods and goddesses which we portray through this dance. And it requires a lot of discipline, being very spiritual. Earlier, Devadasis, ladies dedicated their lives to dance and to God. But now it has, of course, found the freedom of the stage, and it has become so popular that almost every Indian child, South Indian child, is taking to this art form world over.
Well, this was the first time that I had experienced it. So it was all new to me, and James and I were sitting there. Anand gave us front row seats, and we so appreciated that. And I was able to see the expressions on Laya's face. You were fantastic. How did you keep your stamina up that entire time?
Well, I've been training for this for 6 or 7 months now. And for the last 2 months, I've been doing all these pieces in order every single day. So the first time I did it, I was really out of breath, but now I got really used to it.
Yeah,
so.
Now for people watching on television, we've got some video going. If you bring that music up just a little bit too, because you have live orchestra from India that came in. Explain, Laya, what you're doing and the meaning of these movements.
I was speaking about Lord Shiva, who is the god of destruction, and I'm speaking about his divine dance. So, here, what am I doing right now?
So in his dancing form, he is known as Lord Nataraja.
It's known as what?
Lord Nataraja.
And every individual dance tells a different story.
Yes.
Yeah, about a different god.
About each dance is about a different god.
Yes.
Now, do these stories, are they rooted in history or is it all mythology?
It is mythology.
It is.
Yes.
And when you're dancing to this, Smrita, you were dancing, how many years have you been dancing?
From 5 years of age.
Okay. How do you have to prepare yourself emotionally to do this?
So it kind of elevates you to a higher level, and that spirituality, you feel it, and you're able to transfer it to the audience. And sometimes I feel I'm in flow or the zone. I lose track of time. I just become the dance, and the dance becomes me.
Did you feel that way, Laya, while you were doing
Definitely,
this?
the whole time. I was so feeling it, and the audience, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
Did you feel connected to the
I did.
audience?
Yeah.
Yes, and I know sitting there watching you at several points, I felt a total connection to all of the musicians and to you doing your movements.
Yes.
And I think I was telling you before we started here that some of the hand movements that you were doing, I could interpret it because some of them were similar to the Hawaiian hula. And you're not familiar with the Hawaiian
No,
hula.
I'm not.
But it's a sign language dance done with the hands and the body movement, which goes back thousands of years also. What is a message or that you would like to leave the audience with today about this ancient art form?
Well, we've been handed this to preserve, so we try to innovate within the parameters of tradition. So I want this dance to go on forever, and little girls like Laya who take it up will probably take it to further generations ahead, because I'm the first generation, Smrita the second, and Laya the third.
Yes.
So
and your mother was there also.
She was the reason for me taking to dance, because it was taboo in those days for respectable girls to do this kind of a
Really?
dance.
It was taboo?
Yes. So when I was born, she decided that she had to have me learn this. And so now it has gone. She's more than excited because 3 generations, and now Laya takes it forward again.
Yes. I had no idea, so that was forbidden to do that.
Yes, because as I told you, the Devadasis, they were for God, and they used to dance.
Okay.
But there was a resurrection, and it came out,
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming out here today, all 3 of you. We appreciate it. And when you go back to India, I hope you have a very safe journey. Think
you.
of us back here, okay?
Yes.
And we can hear that music in the background.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
by.
you.
See you tomorrow.